One of the Heal Squad members in the last video said, I don't know about calling it a villain era. I think I would call it a new girl era. And as a therapist and a coach, it got my spider senses tingling because I want to talk about the truth of your villain era. Is that people are going to hate you. They're not going to like you. They are going to see you as the villain in their story just because you've decided to no longer abandon yourself and no longer be of service to them. If you're new here, welcome to Heal the New Sex, where we discuss all things healing, self-love, and relationships. My name is Samithia. I'm a licensed therapist and coach. And we're going to talk about the truth as it relates to this villain era. This is not the new girl era. This is not the nice girl era. That's not what it is. Because the people who you will encounter when you start saying no, when you start standing on business, when you start shoring up your boundaries, when you start removing yourself from situations that don't serve you, they're not going to be okay with you. This is the time that you realize that in you becoming the villain, that there's going to be conflict and you have to be okay with the conflict. So let me hop right into it. If you haven't seen the previous video, I'll put it up here. So after you get done with this one, you could go watch that one. Okay. I want to give you some tools today, how to kind of navigate your villain girl era, because you need the tools. Without the tools, you're not going to be successful. And let me tell you why. You have been conditioned. Your beliefs, your nervous system has been conditioned for you to abandon yourself, for you to people please, for you to show up for others, for you to be self-sacrificing. Your nervous system has been conditioned to do that. Your life has been built off of the pleasure of others and not yourself. So the first time you say no, the first time you decide to do something for yourself, you have to be able to regulate your nervous system. You have to be able to create homeostasis for yourself. And you have to teach yourself. There's some relearning in this villain era that you are okay and you are making the right decisions for you. You have constantly been living your life based off of what others have told you is the correct decision. What others have told you that this is the life that you're supposed to live. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're a mom. You've been co-parenting for the past 5 years and you're like, Samithia, this is the most terrible situation. He takes advantage of the situation. And when you move from co-parenting, because the world tells you to co-parent, to parallel parenting, there are going to be many people who think that, oh, you're the bitter baby mama, blah, 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 blah. You're going to have to be okay with the noise. You're going to have to be okay with being Cruella de Vil in the story. All right? You're going to have to be careful. You're going to have to be okay with being the devil wearing Prada. As long as you got that Prada on. All right? So first, this is what I want you to do. I want you to stop over explaining your boundaries. Your boundaries are your boundaries. Your boundaries, and they're non-negotiable. We don't negotiate our boundaries. Okay? A boundary is not a debate. It's not up for conversation. If there's something that you don't like, you don't like it. If there's something you don't want to do, you don't have to do it. If the answer is no, the answer is no. That's it. But you have been taught, listen, people don't see your boundaries as boundaries. They see your boundaries as recommendations. In the past. In your good girl era, your boundaries is just a recommendation. The people didn't take your boundaries seriously. But now you're learning that you don't have to over-explain. Let's say, I'm going to give real life examples, okay, if that's okay with y'all. I don't want to trigger you, but I want to give real life examples. It's about to be, we about to have Memorial Day. Let's say your family always gets together for Memorial Day, but the man that harassed you as a child, the man that may have great CSA is going to be there. Usually you will go along to get along, but this Memorial Day, you say, I'm not going to be there and I'm not going to share any space where he's at. People are like, well, that happened years ago. They minimize your pain. And you also have been minimizing your pain in order to be present in those spaces and places because we're family, because it was a long time ago, because he apologized. No. We're not going to be there. Don't ask me about it again. I'm not showing up. That person hurt me. They deceived me. They did all kind of evil towards me. I'm not coming. Stop over explaining your boundaries because you don't have to. Okay? If it's, something like, this no longer works for me in your relationships, whether that's at work, you could be at work working 2 jobs, getting 1 paycheck. And then they're like, well, we really don't know if there's going to be a promotion. You'd be like, well, this no longer works for me. Somebody else is going to have to take this workload, right? I'm unavailable for that. I need reciprocity.
Even in friendships, there needs to be reciprocity, or that cross the boundary of mine. Not this is a recommendation. The reason why you may have not been respected previously is because you taught people that you will abandon yourself. You taught people that your boundaries is just a recommendation. Okay? Over-explaining is often an attempt to control whether people perceive you as good. And in your villain era, you have to separate wanting people to see you as good. You are outsourcing it to them. And the dangerous thing about outsourcing your worth, your value, validation, outsourcing it, the dangerous part about that is that that person can remove it and it will impact your worth and your self-esteem. I want you to do some homework. And I want you to deep dive on why being seen as good is important to you. For many of us, it's been indoctrinated into us that we need to be good, especially if you're a woman of color, right? That's why we're going out and we're getting multiple degrees. That's why our hair has to look a certain way. Our makeup has to look a certain way. That's why there's conversations about us if we go outside in a bonnet. You know, we have to engage in respectability politics in order to get this much respect. But I really want you to do a deep dive is why being seen as good or perceived as good is important to you, because I guarantee you it has nothing to do with you, but how you have been taught to navigate society. It's time for you to define how you want to live, how you want to be perceived. It's time for you to define how you want to live your life on your terms. And it's okay for people to be uncomfortable with how you've decided to live, because now they're no longer benefiting from you. Do the homework. And once you do the homework, if you want, come back to the comments and share it with me. I would love to read what good means for you and why it's been so important to you. Okay. Now, number 2, expect pushback without personalizing it. Listen, don't take it personal. Who sung that song? Baby, 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 don't take it personal. Was that Monica? I think that's Monica. Okay? Don't take it personal. People will test you. As you are evolving, people will test you, because guess what? Your no has never meant no in the past. So they're going to test you. They're going to push you. And this is the thing. Your no in the past wasn't no, but they have learned you. They know how to work you. They know how to work you in order to get like a slot machine, in order to get what it is that they ultimately want. So don't take it personal when they push back. Don't take it personal when they say you've changed. Don't take it personal when they say don't forget where you come from. Those are all manipulation tactics. Don't take it personal when they bring up that they've done something for you. So now they think that you are indebted to them. What may have been out of the goodness of their heart, or what they presented as out of the goodness of their heart, now they're coming back and tell you that you owe them. These people may call you dramatic, cold, different, too much, too sensitive, selfish. That doesn't automatically make them right. When somebody says something to you, instead of internalizing it and feeling like, because women do this a lot, we internalize what people say to us because we've taught to be good. We've been taught to be palatable. We've taught to be pleasing to everyone but ourselves. So when someone says something to us, then we automatically are trying to think about, oh, is this true? It's not true. Let me go ahead and tell you, it's not true. Okay? Stop internalizing somebody else's opinion of you, because everybody has an opinion. And you're going to be walking around here being tossed to and fro because of somebody's opinion. Get to the point where your opinion of you is solid. If God is cool with you and you is cool with you, then it's all good. If somebody else has an opinion because they can't benefit from you, then that's their problem. They want to benefit from you. But you in your villain era, you have to be okay that there's going to be pushback with what you say, pushback with what you do. People are going to be trying you. And you have to be okay with that. There's a level of friction that when you get into your villain era that you have to be okay with. You have to accept that it's coming. You have to accept that people are going to be upset about what you do, the decisions that you've made. They're not going to agree with it. And even in subtle ways, they'll try to get you to change your mind. I'm trying to prepare you. Number 3, you need to build self-trust. A villain era will collapse when you constantly need external validation that you're doing the right thing. Your validation needs to be between you and God, and get you a journal. Don't ask nobody for their opinion about what it is that you're doing, especially if they've benefited from you in the past. There are certain people in my life that I can go to and I can have conversations with, and they don't benefit from, I'm not doing anything for them. So they're able to give me the honest truth. Some of you may need to schedule a coaching call so that I can provide you with the safe space. You need a container of safety when you decide to be the villain and no longer to be the good girl. Because people really are going to have issue. Your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, people at church, people at work, your girlfriends may have that one girlfriend that call you all the time when her and Tyrone is going through, and now all of a sudden you're unavailable. She's going to have a problem with that. That sister that always can call you for money, and now you're telling her no, and she used her children to manipulate you, and now you're telling her no, she's going to have a problem with that. That boss that can always depend on you last moment to pull a project together for them, and you got them shining, and they getting promotion after promotion, and now you say no, I'm not going to do it without recognition because you've been feeding. You got this is screw y'all. It's like you got this microphone in your ear talking to your boss so he can do the presentation, and he the one getting promoted and not giving you any credit. People are going to have an issue with that. That man that you are dating, and now you're telling him, listen, these are the things that I expect, and I'm not going to accept less. He's going to have a problem with that. And for many of you, when the person has a problem, you're going to crumble and revert back to who you were. And then guess what? That comes with bitterness and resentment, because you're resenting that people are taking advantage of you because you project that people should be good the same way you are. You drunk the Kool-Aid to be the good girl. They didn't. Now tell me down below what flavor is the Kool-Aid, okay? Do it taste good? It don't. It don't. You drunk that Kool-Aid. Remember them people that went over there and drank that Kool-Aid? And that's what's happening to you. It's a slow. Listen, so you got to build self-trust. You have to learn to trust your own discernment. Okay, when nobody's clapping for you, when nobody's praising you, when nobody's validating you, when it seems like the world around you is angry with you and disappointed with you, you have to trust that you are making the right decision for yourself. For some of you, you may be a mother having to say no to your children, adult children or children that aren't. Listen, you're going to have to be okay with that. You may be a mother, you've experienced a whole lot of guilt as it relates to raising your children. So you've been overcompensating. And guess what? At the end of the day, it's not faring well for you. So you're going to have to be okay. You're going to have to be okay. And some of you, because you showed up as a good girl, I'm going to say this because it reminds me of something yesterday. You have taught people that they don't have to be concerned about you, what you need and what you want and what you desire. You've taught people that you will overperform and that you will give and that you will give and that you will give. And when you stop giving, okay? Zora Neale Hurston said the black woman is the mule of the earth. What happens when the mule lays down and says, I'm not going to do nothing? You ever seen somebody get, imagine being frustrated with a mule and kicking the mule, and the mule still isn't going to go and do what you wanted to do. That's where you're going to have to be. You're going to have to be the mule that says, despite whatever it feels like, despite the environment, I am not going to move. All right. You're going to have to be okay. Next point, letting people misunderstand you. This one is hard. I see it all the time. Cynthia, I feel misunderstood. I want people to understand me. Listen, there are some people who have set their heart and their mind to misunderstand you. Be okay with it. Be okay with it. You want people to understand. The reason why you want them to understand you is so that they validate you. So you're still seen as good. You are good. You are good. Just God created you, period. You are good, period. That's it. That's it. You're trying to fit in this box so you don't get misunderstood. Freedom comes when you stop trying to be. Freedom comes when the perception of others no longer matters to you. Who cares how they view and see you? Do the people pay your bill? All right then. Do the people? Okay. And even if they are, so you could be misunderstood. Do you understand you? Do you understand what motivates you? Do you understand what makes you smile? Do you understand how you think, what you need? Do you understand? Many of us want people to understand us, but we don't even understand ourselves because we are not being true and authentic to who we are. You want people to understand you. But guess what? They've been misunderstanding you this whole time because they've been taking advantage of you. They haven't been caring for you. They haven't been considerate of you. Come on. Again, some people are committed to misunderstanding you because the old version of you was more convenient to them. You can't heal and become digestible to people. Healing makes you harder to manipulate. I'm going to do a video about that. Healing makes you harder to manipulate. Healing makes you harder to play. Many of you are and I see it in my comments, you're worried about, loving again, and you're worried about being hurt again. You can't be hurt again after you heal, because guess what? When you see the red flags and you address them and the behavior doesn't change, you have the strength to leave. You are no longer in relationship with a man trying to make him become something he don't want to become. You respect him for who he is, and you say, guess what? This relationship right here is not safe for me, so hasta la vista, baby. Peace. Adios, amigo. Ciao. Arrivederci. Auf Wiedersehen. Okay? Listen. I want you to know that boundaries reveal relationships. Some relationships deepen when you heal. Others fall apart. Listen, me getting breast cancer last year, that really showed me who was for me and who was against me. Some of you already know right here in your frontal lobe, you know that if I become a different person, if I become a different version of myself, there are going to be some people that I don't have access to. Now, you need to do the work to look at what is the benefit of this person being in my life? What is the perceived benefit that I don't want to change and evolve? Because I know if I change and evolve, I'll no longer have access to that person. Some of you are in relationships and you know if you change and evolve, then you'll no longer be in a relationship with that man. Some of you know that if you grow, that you will be too big for the town in which you are in currently. One thing about a healthy person is that they need adjustment. You are supposed to check. Remember we used to say in the church, every round goes higher and higher. That's how your life is supposed to be. But if you're worried about what people are going to think, especially unhealthy folks, you're not going to bust a move. You're not going to change. You're not going to evolve. So if you have friends that are healthy, they're going to support you and they're going to even encourage you as it relates to the changes that you need to make in your life, even if it's losing weight, even if it's going back for a degree, they're going to be okay. But manipulative people who benefit from you are not going to want you to change or evolve. They don't want that. Okay? I want you to know that your boundaries expose the difference. And I really want you to hear this. You are not becoming a villain because you're choosing yourself. You are becoming visible. And since you decided to become visible, that's what makes you the villain in somebody's story. Listen, Samithia is the villain in people's story, baby. I am the villain. And if they tell you what they tell you, hey, believe them. Believe them. Don't even come ask me for my side. Yup, whatever they said, I did it. I did it, child. I did it. I'm going to be the villain. I'm going to be that. Because I have boundaries and they're going to be respected. And sometimes a boundary may come 30-something years later. Okay, well, this is a boundary right here. For the first time, people are meeting the you that exists outside of performance, that exists outside of needing their validation, that exists outside of needing their approval. And this version of you may disappoint people, frustrate them, make them angry, make some of them vindictive. But the trade is you finally stop disappointing yourself. You stop shrinking and you're able to show up as your authentic self for you. Because that's ultimately more important. You need to stop living your life for other people and live your life for yours. It's yours. This is your life. It's not my life. It's not your husband's life. It's not the church. It's your life. people are going to have issue with it. I know the journey feels lonely right now. People say you're acting different if setting boundaries feels uncomfortable. And setting boundaries will feel uncomfortable, but you have to keep practicing setting the boundaries. The more you set boundaries, the more comfortable you will come with it. Okay? So, I want to hear from you down below. First of all, I want to hear from you as it relates to what good means to you. Right? Why good is so important to you that you want the world to see you as good. I think it was Marilyn Monroe that says good women don't make history. I think that's what I quoted last time. But I want you to know that there are many women that had to go against something in order to be in the history book. They had to go against some. There was a wrong that was happening, and they made a decision to do the right thing. And for some of you, whatever is going on with you, that the reason why you're watching this, you're going to have to go against what people are telling you is right. Some of you are staying in relationships and people be like, girl, don't leave him. He's a good man. But meanwhile, he's emotionally neglected you. And you're like, Smithy, he provides all of this, but I'm emotionally neglected. You have to leave him. For some of you, you may have to leave the town in which you're in and go to a bigger city. For some of you, you're going to have to cut ties and connections with family. For some of you, you're going to have to leave that church, leave that mosque, leave whatever it is, that cult. You're going to have to leave, and people are going to look at you and say you're making the wrong decision. For some of you, you have to leave the industry in that you're in and pivot somewhere else, and people are going to doubt you. But you got to know and trust yourself that you are making the right decision for you. And let me go ahead and answer this too. Because some of you are saying, Cynthia, what if I fail? So what? If you fail, you always can go back to the thing that you was doing anyway. But at least you know that you took the risk to live a life that you wanted to on your terms. At least you know. All right? This is Heal to Do Sexy. I'm going to keep doing this series. Don't forget, we still have the group chat series. So if you have a question that you want me to answer as relates to villain era or just in life in general and healing and love and relationships, you can send an email to groupchathtns@gmail.com and I will answer your question. All right, till we talk again.